Coming to you from the Loading Ready Run orbiting underground moon base, it's the LRRcast. Hello, everybody.
What is up?
It's the LRRcast time. It's LRRcast time. It's normal LRRcast except without Kathleen. Time. Sorry, yes, time is what I should have said. I'm Graham.
I'm James.
I'm Paul.
And we're here to talk to you about some recent stuff and mostly answer your questions because it's been a couple weeks since we've done a LRRcast.
So many questions.
I realize I actually sort of phased out there a little bit. What videos were we going to talk about?
Just Friday nights.
Oh, right, just Friday nights. I'm sure it's like, wait, we have loading times for most of them. I mean, we've been shooting loading time for Friday nights.
Yes.
But that's not going to be for a while.
No.
So,
yeah. That'll be like a whole like mini documentary behind the scenes.
On the DVD or something.
Yeah, that'll be long.
Yeah, it will be. We did Friday nights at the M14 pre-release, which had some challenges.
There were some challenges.
The main one being for the last couple. So we did the Modern Masters one, where we're talking about Modern Masters, and then we did one involving Dragon's Maze.
Yes.
And both of those came out. The episodes released the same Friday that the product did.
Yes.
So we were able to, script it, knowing that we'd be able to get product and knowing that we'd, have it in enough time and then get it sort of the week before and shoot within the last week and then do a quick edit and have it up on time there.
Yeah.
But this was the M14 pre-release, which is, as we're recording, this coming weekend. And the episode came out a week prior.
Correct.
Meaning we needed the product
2 weeks.
2 weeks prior, which we didn't necessarily know we'd be able to get, and also we didn't know all the cards that were going to be in it.
No, because it hadn't been fully spoiled yet.
Wizards of the Coast is, notoriously very, as well they should be,
Well,
very tight-lipped about their cards. Right?
The whole Modern Masters hadn't been fully spoiled when we got those cards.
Also true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it made it a little bit more difficult to figure out exactly when we'd be shooting it, actually, was the big key.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one was even trickier because we needed more people.
We needed to fake an M14 pre-release.
Yeah, with Modern Masters, it was easy because it was just a draft here.
Yeah.
With the M14 pre-release, we knew we had to do it, at Yellow Jacket, which meant including people who aren't in the crew. So that meant bringing in people that we trusted, people that we know. We didn't just, put a random call out for anybody who plays Magic in town. It was
anybody want to be on a video?
These people were handpicked by us, invited, and they came out and they were awesome.
Because if people, if cards got leaked that weren't supposed to be, that would be very bad for us.
Yeah.
Well, that happened anyways, but that was our own fault.
But that wasn't. Well, no, it wasn't leaked by the people though.
It's true.
Yeah. It wasn't a leak by us. There was cards in the video that hadn't been spoiled yet.
Yeah.
But those cards didn't have other specific spoiler places.
And there was only like one new card I think that we spoiled. The black kill a dude.
Liturgy of Death?
I have no idea.
Or of the Dead?
Sure.
It's kill a guy in Dark Ritual on the same card.
Yeah.
That seems pretty cool. Without getting too technical.
No.
Into the cards. Although I will say that Saul, who stayed very, very late, he was the last person to stick around. We did his scenes at the very end at around 1, I think. Because our local game store has gotten busier and busier since we started Friday nights, and they actually have events in there after normal business hours every night of the week now.
Yep.
So we couldn't start until 9:30.
Correct.
Like
on a Tuesday night.
On a Tuesday. So usually on the Tuesday before it went up.
Yeah.
And we had to have the final edit in the next morning because it goes up on Friday, meaning they have to get things arranged on Thursday. But Thursday was Independence Day.
Right.
So they were out of the office.
And nobody was going to be at the office on Friday either, really.
Yeah. It has to go up at midnight.
On Thursday.
On Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we had to get the final edit to them the next morning. So I was actually up to like 6 a.m. that night editing. But Saul stayed late. He opened the first pack of M14 on camera.
Yeah.
And obviously it didn't come across in the episode because the angle didn't really work right. But we do have the footage that he pulled a foil mutavault.
Yeah.
So that's
Pretty
pretty
sweet.
cool.
It's one of the most expensive cards in the set.
I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, it's currently non-foil. It's going for like $15. I
Yeah,
think.
it's probably one of the more expensive rares. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I actually love, we were talking about the the spoiling stuff. It turned out that we did spoil stuff that we didn't mean to, just because there was a bunch of sort of commons and uncommons that we just used because we had them in the packs that we opened, and they turned out to be ones that Wizards hadn't actually mentioned that they were going to be in the new set yet.
Yeah,
But it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, like Verdant Haven
I mean,
and stuff like that.
This is, obviously, as Graham was saying, we send it to Wizards of the Coast for them to review it, so they knew all the stuff that was in it. The one that was really impressive, though, was by going frame by frame through one of the shuffling scenes.
Yeah, that was the Liturgy of Death
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
That people were actually able to find the Liturgy of Death, which is pretty impressive.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'll give them that.
I gotta like that.
Props.
Yeah.
And then the other sequence. So we did a shoot on one day with the bit at the Moonbase with Paul and Alex, and then the bit up at UVic with myself and Kathleen and Cam. And then the next day we did the bit with earlier in the evening before the shoot at Yellow Jacket we did your montage. Yeah. Originally one of the ideas in there was for James to be like,
oh yeah,
to use a burning card to do like, I think it's called smudging, when you light some like tightly packed incense or something and you sort of like wave it around the room to cleanse the chakras or something, whatever. Friggin' magic cards don't burn well.
Nope.
Because there's that layer of plastic inside them, and they just don't light. I've actually thrown... I had like an ad card around Christmas time, and I threw one full on into a fire, and it sat there for like a little while before it started to do something.
And it bubbles and scorches.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually like light on fire.
No. Oh yeah, James did get a bubble in it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Sweet bubble.
Yeah.
So I think that was about it. We filmed from we were at YJ that night from about 9 till 2. There till about
like
2 a.m.
1:30, I think. Maybe late, regardless.
Yeah.
But I think it worked out very, very well.
Yeah, I think so too. We did have to. Graham was talking about the we didn't know all the cards.
Yeah.
And so there was definitely a few sort of last minute changes of things where it's like, wait, that doesn't actually work, or that card that we thought was in the set is actually a different card.
Yeah. Oh, there was a funny thing where the people in the background were playing. They were playing a sealed deck tournament, so that we had stuff going on, but we didn't get enough M14 for them to all play an actual M14 sealed. So they got 3 packs of M14 and 3 packs of M13, which is a weird format. So for the shot where our friend John Rickard rebuilds Paul's deck and is like, well, you can do this and this and this, we did that, and that was fine. And then I went around behind and we did reverse shots of the deck, and we shot all that, and have him being like, move this to here, cut these, and we were like, great. And then I think someone was like, oh, they're reprinting that, and I was like, wait, no, they're not reprinting that, are they? I mean, they might be. And I went over and looked, and it said M13, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, because like half the cards in the deck that we laid out and shot were M13 cards.
It's like, ooh.
And we're like, uh-oh.
That would have confused people who were trying to look for spoilers.
So we changed it around and moved them out and put M14 cards back in and reshot that bit. Same thing with the, similar thing with the Jace.
Right.
Because it's the same Jace that's being reprinted, but we didn't have an M14 one, but we had an M13 one, so we did it and covered it with the counters, but it wasn't...
not quite sufficient covering, I guess. Some people noticed.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why this was thinking about this now, I don't know why this was a problem, because we had a different joke with Jace involving the new Planeswalker uniqueness rule.
Yes.
And I got a note back from Wizards saying that we should change that because that doesn't come into place until later in the month. And I was like,
Comes
okay.
into place tomorrow.
Yeah, at the pre-release.
Yeah.
But they wanted it changed because it wasn't when the episode comes out.
Oh.
The rule hadn't been changed yet.
Okay.
So I literally just realized that. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I was wondering why that got taken out.
Oh, well. It got tweaked slightly, so it's fine. Anyway, we're going to move on to some Askler. This is through our Askler question cycle. We are onto Facebook, where we have sent out the feelers for questions, such as this one from Justin. What is your favorite animated TV series at the moment?
At the moment?
Archer.
Yeah. It's not even really a question. It's Archer.
Forget animated. It's probably just one of my favorite TV series at the moment. Bob's Burgers is actually a close second. Bob's Burgers is really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually watch that many animated TV series at the moment.
Archer.
Yeah.
It's just Archer.
All right. What is your favorite Cards Against Humanity story that we can repeat, I assume?
I always like the black card, or no, sorry, which is the white card, right?
The black card is the question.
Is the question. So
Yeah.
the black card was what's that noise? White card, crap, what was it? I lost it.
I like the time where I made Ashley
Oh, I remember.
just like, oh, what was yours?
A mime having a stroke.
A mime having a stroke. That's a good one.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
I made Ashley just collapse in laughter with
You broke her.
in a world ravaged by blank, the only solution is blank or something.
Yeah,
and it was a world ravaged by teen pregnancy.
Yeah.
The only solution is take backsies.
Yeah. That broke her.
Oh man, yeah, it was actually a little concerning. that
It was the end of a long, goofy night. So
and she just couldn't stop laughing, and to the point where it was actually kind
Should
of
we call an ambulance.
She just like it looked like it could be painful.
Yeah.
yeah. Brian asks, for this week's checkpoint, did you legitimately try and refrain from doing Xbox news, or was it just a gag promise you had the intention of breaking? It was a gag, really. Just I don't know. I'm the one who's sort of choosing a lot of the stories, and I was sort of trying not to. Like it's just, you don't want to hammer on the same thing over and over again. Yeah. But they were good stories.
Yeah, but it's just like it's not our fault that we didn't want to, like, I think we were able to do Microsoft, but not the same news story again.
Yeah.
Which I think is like, it wasn't just more Xbox One always online stuff.
Well, yeah,
I think is important.
I think like the joke was just meant to be like, boy, we sure have done a lot of Xbox news. Ho, 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 ho. And then, ended up doing more. So, Kurt asks, probably the most important question of our modern times. How purple is too purple for a purple nurple?
No such thing.
No such thing?
No such thing.
Really? What if it's being applied to you?
No such thing.
Wow. All right.
You got to take them.
Yeah,
I'm looking for like a deep aubergine.
I don't want it purple nurples at all. But if it's going to happen, I guess it should be purple. It should be really purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But if at all possible, no purple nurples.
Ethan asks, is there a chance you guys could come to any other American conventions aside from PAX and PAX East? MegaCon in Orlando, Florida, for instance. I don't think you could have picked a further convention. Like
Nope.
No, you
that's
really couldn't.
I think the furthest distance between us and the convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
While
would be-
still being in North
while
America.
still being yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it's unfortunate just with it's expensive to travel and it takes time out of our production schedule. So we really have to be careful about which conventions we go to.
If interested Floridians want to petition MegaCon to bring us there, to pay for our travel, then we can go.
Yeah, that becomes much more attractive.
It's a much easier decision at that point. But it's just so far. Like I really want to go on like the Joko Cruise Crazy.
Oh yeah.
But I can't pay $2,000 round trip just to get from here to Florida and then pay for a cruise.
Well, yeah. So you pay. Yeah, it's
not
insane.
$2,000. That's an exaggeration, but
it can get that.
It can.
Well, if you were to go, if you and Kathleen go,
Yeah.
You're looking at, $2,000, $2,500 flights. You're looking at a couple nights of hotels in Florida.
Yeah.
Then the cruise itself, which is another $2,000 or $3,000.
Yeah.
It adds up
Yeah.
quickly.
We will be at the Escapist Expo.
Yeah.
Which is, while not in Florida, at least
Closer.
more in that area.
It's on the same ocean.
It's in the same quadrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's the first time we'd been to that quarter of the U.S.
I don't know if I think it's closer than PAX East.
Yes.
Would be, so.
Yes.
Oh,
it is.
definitely.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to.
North Carolina is still very much the South.
Yeah.
Yeah. Logan asks, what's the best way to figure out whether or not a Star Trek The Next Generation episode is going to be good before you get in too deep? My usual technique is to see if Riker has a beard, but it doesn't always work. Well, the problem there is Riker had a beard for 6 of 7 seasons.
Right.
So that's not a great litmus test.
It's like, first season is, you can tell because their cost, there's a lot of stuff that's different to tell if it's a first season episode.
Yeah. So does Riker have a beard, but is Dr. Crusher on the show? Because that eliminates the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
Just straight off. And season 3 is where the show really starts to get good. It's where they get better costumes, they get better lighting, better production values. There's some crazy harsh side lighting in the first 2 seasons, I noticed.
Now,
which not to say there aren't some good episodes in the first 2 seasons, but...
So, okay, yeah, apart from actually just, separating it by season, is there any, for the cold opens, is there, a particular... certain types of cold opens that are more indicative of a good episode than others?
You can usually tell during the cold open whether it's going to be a serious episode or a goofy episode.
Which do you like better?
I don't know. There's a reason they switch them up, right? The goofy episodes are still, the lighthearted episodes are still good, and you often need one after an episode like Yesterday's Enterprise, which is amazing. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you should be able to pick it up from the cold open, whether or not it's going to be an episode worth sticking around for.
If the Enterprise explodes in the cold open...
Yeah, both of those episodes are great.
That is a good sign.
Yeah. There may only be one.
Because that's immediately...
I feel like there's a second episode.
There's the time loop one.
Yeah, there's Cause and Effect, which is probably one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Well, there's also...
it's already they're all right, we're really, how are they going to get themselves out of this one? They're all already dead.
Yeah. There's also, I can't remember the name of it now. The one where Picard, Troy, Data, and I want to say Geordi are on a runabout coming back, and they see the Enterprise just about to explode, frozen in time. There's the time bubbles.
Right, okay.
Timescape. That's a good one, too.
All right.
That starts with, the cold open ends with the Enterprise in mortal peril. Generally a good sign. Now, Jer and Tally are currently watching Season 7, and they think that the writing starts to fall apart during Season 7.
That's the last season?
Yeah. I haven't watched it in a long time. In my head, the later seasons were just as good, but apparently, to them, rewatching it now, 3 through 6 are the good ones. So... further costume, or further way to tell just visually very, very quickly. If Riker has a beard and Dr. Crusher is there, but Troy is not wearing an actual Starfleet uniform, you should be safe. Because she didn't start wearing the uniform until very late in the show.
When she's still wearing the purple outfit.
Any of her non-standard outfits. Okay. So I guess go with that.
This is like a game of... you know who or whatever.
Yeah. Really, though, you should just get the Blu-rays and watch it all from the beginning because the Blu-rays look astonishing. It's what we've been doing. I've been buying the seasons progressively on Blu-ray and rewatching them, and they're absolutely gorgeous, especially the model shots. It's nuts. Good question. Jose asks, have you seen Evangelion 3.0 yet? No, I haven't, but looking forward to it. Because the first 2 were excellent. I love how it's whipping through that story. Aiden asks, how long does it take you guys to write an average length Loading Ready Run sketch?
It's really varies.
Yeah.
Depending on whether, some sketches are room written, Some are, you write them. We'll write them on our own and then sort of bring them to the group, and then we'll do some tweaking on it and stuff.
It also depends on like if you have like a concept, like something for like the Canadian, we had like concepts and the concept changed and we were going back and forth on ideas, or something like Open and Shut, which I had the idea and was like, oh, I see how this goes.
Right.
And I wrote it real quick. And
Yeah, like the Canadian was basically just a list of all the things.
Yeah.
And then we shot it and then went back later and I wrote the narration for it. Which again was pretty fast because we already had all the footage and I knew all the different sections what they had to be, so it was pretty straightforward.
I was in Victoria. This is Sasha says I was in Victoria for the first time ever 2 weeks ago. Holy cow! You guys live in a beautiful town. It's Canada's best kept secret.
True story.
I mean,
We're not trying to
really-
keep it secret.
we're trying to keep it a secret. We actually advertise.
Tourism is very important for
Kind
us.
of, yeah.
We advertise it heavily.
If it's being kept secret, we're in trouble.
Is there any other location in the world that you would love to film in?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Japan,
To film in?
Iceland.
yeah. The like the New Zealand stuff where you get
Ooh,
like the
yeah.
all sorts of different terrains within 3 miles of each other.
Yeah.
You always love that for like the old Hercules and Xena shows and stuff. They'd always shoot them in New Zealand because it'd be like, let's go to a desert. Doop doop doop.
Yeah.
Any chance of more themed? This is a question from Andrew. Any chance of more themed months on Unskippable, like Metal Gear August and PS2 month?
It could.
Yeah.
I mean,
We've got to find a group of games.
yeah. I mean, Metal Gear August obviously was something we planned. The PS2 month wasn't really planned. It was just we noticed that we had a lot of PS2 games, and we're like, hey, let's do them all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I guess if people want to give suggestions for that, I'd be kind of interested to see what I mean, we got to make sure like different people like that's one thing we've definitely learned from Unskippable is different people like Unskippables are different types of games, right? So
Yeah.
we'll do, whenever we do like a JRPG, I want to be like, you're always doing JRPGs. They're so annoying. Or whenever we do an action game, you're always doing action games. So we don't want to be like, just do JRPGs for a month.
Yeah, like some
And then
people
everyone gets really annoyed.
Some people definitely want the sort of the riff tracks take of like the most recent blockbuster games, and some people prefer the Mystery Science Theater. Look at this shitty old thing.
Yeah.
So it's a we just like to
We
do
try
whatever.
to switch it up as much as possible. So
Although August is coming up.
Mm.
We do have Metal Gear Rising on the docket. I don't know if we can go a whole month of that, but
No.
all right. There's a magic question here that actually I think we'll save for Tap Tap Can See because it's pretty entertaining. Have paramilitaries and private security contractors become the new Nazis for go-to villains in video games?
Kind of feels like it.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, the nice
It's
thing about a
pretty
PM...
Yeah, it's pretty much anybody who you can put in a helmet with no face.
Yeah, nice
That's
thing about
important.
a PMC is they can be anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like
Especially if you put them if you put them in outfits where you can't see their, ethnicity or anything.
Yeah, and because it doesn't matter. Like a PMC is pan-racial. It doesn't...
Yeah, it's not associated with any particular country or
Yeah.
area, even area in the world, really.
So they're a great enemy for that purpose. You don't get caught up in any sort of real world politics. You just be like, oh, it's a PMC.
Yeah. And then you can have, your instead of having like a country, but when it's a PMC, then you can have like your character used to be part of it and is now dropped out, and which is always very important that he has the history.
Austin doesn't know what to ask. Austin
Okay.
says, "Goodness, I've been waiting to happen across an Askler, and now I can't think of any questions. So, if a fan could ask you any question, what would you want it to be?"
That seems like a cop out.
You can just say that one, and then it just it's recursive forever, isn't
It's
it?
true, yeah.
Why
stuck in
are
a
you
loop.
so awesome?
Yeah.
We've been asked that before.
Oh. What was the
Alright.
answer?
Because.
Okay.
All right. Jacques asks, Brewster's Millions Challenge. How would you spend $300 million in 1 month to win $3 billion? You cannot tell anyone why you are doing this. You cannot keep any. You can only give 10% as gifts, and the rest must be spent in 1 month to win.
Wait, so
Wait. The challenge is we have to spend $300 million
to make 3...
in 1 month, and if we do that, we get $3 billion?
Wait, what? Read the question again.
Yeah.
How you say win?
How would you spend $300 million in 1 month
Yep.
to win $3 billion?
I read that as how would you win, as in like not like you do this, you win it, but like lottery or gambling.
I think
or
the idea is it's a challenge.
yeah.
The idea is $300 million
Yeah.
would be really hard to spend. In a month.
You can't tell anyone why you're spending the money. You can't keep any of it, and you can only give 10% as gifts. And you have to spend the $300 million to win the $3
it would be
billion.
so easy to spend $300 million.
We would buy a lot of gear.
you just buy a lot of you'd have to
you
be
just
way
buy
bigger than that. You'd have
a
to
yacht.
You'd have to buy like companies or
Yeah, like you could just like. I think that's
Stock?
an old that's a movie, right?
Yeah, Brewster's Millions.
But it's an old movie, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, because like now you would just go and I want to buy all this stock from every company ever, and then
I mean, okay,
That's
let's
all
say
you
that's
have to
not
do.
an option.
okay, but you have
You
to buy
can't-
like physical
yeah.
things.
Yeah, like yeah,
But it's
Why can't I hold all these yachts?
Yeah.
well, the trick though is there's a lot of things that are very expensive, but would take more than a month to actually, like buying a yacht, might take more than a month to actually like go through.
no. You just go find a really nice $100 million yacht,
There's-
write them a check, and you're a third of the
That's
way
true.
done.
That's true. Or just go find the nicest house you can,
Yeah,
like with somebody living in it.
Yeah.
and
Just
basically
walk in and
yeah,
be like,
you're
I will give you $300 million
Well, no,
to move out of this house.
that's just silly, Paul.
Are you offering? Because we'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take $300 million.
Actually, yeah. I mean, they say you can only give 10% as a gift, but couldn't you just overpay for things massively?
Leave
Yeah,
a
like-
really big tip.
It's like, I would like to buy this ice cream cone. I will pay you $5 million for it. Okay.
DVDs. Is there any possibility of you releasing a collection of LRR series, maybe a 2 to 5 bundle? Do you mean like the seasons?
Yeah, I guess
think we'll-
bundling them together.
Well, when season 6 comes out, we'll probably offer some sort
Yeah,
of bundle
bundle.
pack.
Yep.
Yeah.
And will there ever be any DVDs with your escapist content like Unskippable and Feed Dump? Feed Dump, possible.
Unskippable, no.
Unskippable, probably not, because that's, I mean, for one thing, the escapist owns that. We don't. Though we could work out some sort of like licensing thing with them to do a DVD of it. But I don't know how that would work with all the footage on it.
The
That's
video
not-
game footage
not
opens
ours.
up a whole can of, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess theoretically we do like the riff tracks thing and just release the audio, but that would be weird and dumb.
Yeah.
So
There'd be no way to line that up well.
definitely not unskippable. But feed dump we could, although feed dump is about news. So
Benjamin asks, "What up, guys? Do you have any new merch coming down the line that we might be interested in?"
Yes.
Yes. We'll tell you all about it. Miguel, hi from Spain. Hi, Miguel.
hello Spain.
Hello.
How are Steam sales going to affect you guys? And David also asks, "What have you or are you going to be purchasing anything from this?
Oh, is it because
the
the
Steam summer
Steam
sales?"
Summer
Because the
sales
summer
just started.
sales are big. Right?
I don't play a lot of Steam games, so Steam never
Yeah.
I never launch it, so Steam never sucks my wallet dry like everybody else.
Yeah, I just
I mean, there are a lot of games on there that's like, I think Just Cause 2 is like $3 right now.
Oh, Just Cause 2 is so good.
And like, there's a lot of games on there that I could buy, but probably won't because I just won't play them. So
Yeah.
it does not
Yeah.
affect my wallet.
I mean, I've said it before, but I've fallen out of the habit of playing games on my computer.
yeah,
And
me too.
So
Apart from Magic Online, I don't play anything on my computer. I play it on consoles.
I just find it much more convenient to play on consoles. If there was, I mean, there are sort of summer of games type sales on
Mm.
consoles, which I do investigate, but they're nowhere near as ridiculous as the Steam sales.
No, they're not.
Miguel also asks, "How did you guys end up watching Top Gear?" I'm trying to remember. Because I started watching Top Gear a couple years ago, and I'm trying to remember why I
I think it was. I think
started.
I started. I think after the Desert Bus, where everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, there
Which was
was
like 2 or 3 desert buses
I
ago.
recall there being a desert bus where
Well, that was
Top
the
Gear was discussed a
that was
lot.
the play Minecraft, watch Top Gear, get pig,
Yeah,
or get flag, and then get
Oh,
pig.
maybe
Yeah.
I was.
But
before that.
I was watching Top Gear before.
No,
that.
I was watching
Yeah.
before that too.
I wasn't, but then I went in, and I actually started watching from the very beginning of Top Gear.
Yeah.
which was quite interesting because it was like quite different.
Oh,
For one
okay.
thing, James May wasn't on it.
I was trying to remember who it was that I saw. I think it was Alex, and it was Alex and his girlfriend at the time were at our place, and they were just watching one. And I was like in the room. I was just sort of derping around. They were watching one of the big road trip specials, and I was like, "What is this?" I just sort of sat down and was like, "All right, I'm sold."
Yeah.
And I just went and downloaded a bunch and was like, "This is great." Erica asks, "How was Darren Talley's wedding?"
It was good.
It was nice.
It was very nice. Yes.
Any ideas the other engaged couples are planning to steal for your own weddings? I think we're all going to have pretty different weddings, all things considered.
They're just going to have their wedding in an enclosed space. It's very warm.
Gets very warm. I don't think
Just put
there's
heaters all around if it
anything
doesn't
from
get warm
Darren
enough.
Talley's wedding. Theirs was I mean,
I like where Jared got his suit, though.
yeah.
His suit was pretty stylish.
That was nice.
Yeah.
He has it monogrammed on the inside of the jacket. It says, Jeremy Petter was married in this suit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I like that. Mary asks, will you ever write a toddler into a sketch now that you guys are starting to get settled down?
We have had we had a baby in the sketch once.
The
We have borrowed babies.
the throat clearing is that I believe Mary is offering her toddler.
Yeah.
We
If
have
it comes up.
we have had babies in sketches. There's like the accounting one. We had a baby in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I have access.
Utilizing James's.
We have my niece is a toddler as well, so we have instant access to children.
But
That doesn't sound good.
No, but if I ever called my sister and was like, "I want the baby for a minute," she'd be like, "Okay."
Nice. Chris asks, have you ever been kicked out of a classroom at UVic when trying to film? We've talked to security once.
we've been like setting up. I seem to recall like setting up and then somebody being like, I think I have a class in here. And we'll be like, oh, oops, and leaving. Like somebody did, like there was actually like legitimate some
Yeah, I
reason
remember
for
that.
somebody else to be in there.
I
And we're like,
recall-
oh, geez, sorry.
I recall. Oh, okay. So once I remember I was filming an exterior shot for an episode, the first season episode of Commodore Hustle, where we're shooting Warriors of Darkness stuff up at UVic, and Paul has the fake beard.
Yep.
And we needed an exterior. So rather than just get an exterior of whatever building, I made Matt drive me back up to UVic so I could get an exterior shot of that building. And it was after dark. And at the same time, there was some kids doing BMX tricks on a stair set just a little ways out of camera.
Yeah.
So I was filming, and I was like, great. And I packed up the camera, and security was like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, I was just taking a picture of the outside of this building. And she's like, oh, are you with those guys? Nope, my ride's just over there, and pointed to Matt's car. And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, go on. And then went
Like-
off to bust the BMXers.
It's like story checks out. BMX bike would not fit in Matt's car.
Accurate. And I think like one other time someone was like, hey, what are you doing? And we're like, we're filming a school project, sir.
Yeah, I think we've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, I think at least one person has had like a UVic ID often,
Yeah.
so we're able to get around. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Really, really recently, we were shooting the ATM,
Oh yeah. that
Sketch.
one. Yeah.
and we lit that match
That was a bad
for the
scene.
end of the video where Jer holds up the smoking thing.
Yeah.
And then we did that, and then we were shooting a couple other bits, and then people like the super
Like-
of the building.
Yeah, like the residence advisor. or
Yeah,
whatever.
like was walking around going like, and like looking really concerned and sniffing the air. And we're like, oh, is it the smoke? Don't worry, not a fire. That was us. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing to this ATM? And we're like, oh, we're just filming a thing. And then like the building manager came out. We're like, we'll be done in 10 minutes. And she's like, all right, well, here, and gave us her number and was like, you got to check with us next time. We're like, okay. So
To be fair, it wasn't just one match. We
it
had
was
to
like
light.
6 or 7.
We had to light many matches in order to get that scene
Yeah.
actually shot to actually work properly.
Jake asks, are you ever going to release a greatest hits DVD or something like it that contains all of the crew's favorite episodes and additional commentary?
There was one
But way back in the day, we
way,
released.
way back.
We
Best of Loading
did
Ready
like
Run.
we did a best of Loading Ready Run at one point.
It's so out of date now.
but it
Oh,
was
it's so-
it
dude,
was like
it's like-
it was like 1 through 3 or
Yeah,
something.
that was
It's-
years and years and years ago.
Yeah, we've
It sold okay.
yeah
It was good at conventions for people who didn't know who we were,
yeah.
but
It seems to make more sense to people sort of like the sort of completionists seem to be
mhm.
a larger portion of the people who would actually buy, because it's like if we do the best of, there'll always be ones that are your particular favorite that aren't on there, right?
Mhm.
Well, he specifically said ours, like crew favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I could see doing like a playlist that is like these are our favorites, and watch them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think a DVD of like crew favorites would really be that useful.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe you guys
Uh,
can prove me wrong.
What do you guys think of tattoos? Do any of you have any, or do any of you want one? I think tattoos are fine.
I have
Yeah.
no problem with tattoos.
I can't decide on something I would want on me forever. So I just
Yeah,
I've debated a couple things, but currently I don't have any great interest in getting one.
I thought about getting one at 30, but we'll see.
Kathleen has two. She has one on her foot, which is a hanafuda, like a Japanese flower thing. Not like a character, like a design. It's not like it's really cool looking actually. And she has one on her side of like a feather.
I've often thought about getting. For some reason, I really like the Pascal's triangle,
Mm-hmm.
and getting that like on here or something. But I don't
Just
know.
ready yourself for everyone going, sweet Triforce.
Yeah, it's true.
Who is the... Oh, this is no contest. Taylor asks, who is the scariest driver in the group? Matt. Yep. I ask because my friend is making me white-knuckle the holy shit handle at the moment.
Nice.
Very
You
nice.
shouldn't be typing into your.
Yeah. It's weird. When we do, like, road trip things, like, James drives just as fast as Matt, but I feel safe when James is driving. It's weird. It's how you drive.
Yeah.
Lily's first time seeing the Rocky Mountains was driving from Vancouver to the Calgary Comic-Con in the back of Matt's car, when it was still like snow
Yeah.
and like rain and
Yeah.
stuff, and it was him driving and her and Kathleen. Oh no, wait, you were in the car as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, her and Kathleen were in the back, and we're just like, ah.
That's before Lily really knew us very well too.
Yeah. James asks, is there another GPLP in the works? Not in the works, but certainly not out of the question.
Yeah, just unfortunately things are very busy right now, and GPLPs sort of are lower priority, but it is definitely something we want to do, and
Mhm.
we've got a with all these mics and the capture setup we have right now is actually we'll be able to do them really well.
Are you guys going to PAX Australia? Sadly, no.
Nope.
But we'll reevaluate for next year. Steve asks, if you could combine two game mechanics from two games together to make one game, what would they be? Best and worst outcomes.
Best and worst outcomes.
So, like, what would be a good combination of two game mechanics, and what would be a bad combination of two
Like
game
video game
mechanics?
mechanics?
Yeah.
I mean, I like portals and everything.
I was just gonna say portals and
trying to think of game mechanics that I liked. Oh man, portals combined with like some what would be the good, either Oni or sleeping dogs, like some serious kung fu stuff, so you can like portal behind somebody and then jump through and start punching and fighting them.
nice.
I think, or just like portal and punch through a portal and stuff. I think that'd be pretty funny. Which ones would go poor? Very
bad outcome.
Or do you guys have any?
I'm thinking like weapon degradation and
Well, but what about like good mechanics that you
Oh, like
like,
good-
but
oh,
when you
right,
combine
yeah.
them together, it would be bad.
well, what would be a bad mix for portals? Not just like a stupid mix like Portals and SimCity, because that just wouldn't do anything.
Right.
But like,
A bad place to put Portals. This is tricky. Well, there's this stuff has been demonstrated in certain in various games. Like I've seen videos online of people doing sort of mock-ups and stuff, that there's a lot of games that if you didn't actually change the game very much, adding portals would just completely break the game.
mm-hmm.
Like there's all sorts of stuff with like like Mega Man with portals could be highly problematic.
Yeah.
Like if the game isn't designed to work with them, then they basically are like the biggest game-breaking thing you could possibly do.
So that's a tough one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Portals are awesome. Why would you not want
Yeah,
to have
portals
them?
go in everything. All right, a couple more questions, and we should
Okay.
probably wrap this up.
Actually, I'd like to see in the comment thread for this thing bad combinations with portals.
Yes.
There's several questions actually about strip search bonus DVD bonus content. There's a lot of it, and it's great. Dennis asks, are you guys Metal Gear Solid fans? I sure am.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about the super controversial Metal Gear Solid 5? I don't think it's super controversial. I think the only real controversy is just that David Hayter is no longer doing the voice of Snake.
Yeah.
And that makes me kind of sad.
And I think, and also controversial the way Kojima sort of fucked around with, like, it's not Metal Gear 5, it is Metal Gear 5.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so now...
Like, the way it was
to be
sort
clear,
of announced was a little confusing.
Yeah, so there was the whole, like, Phantom Pain thing, which was a game that was, like, there was a game being made on the Fox engine called The Phantom Pain. And there was also Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. So now it is revealed that Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes is a self-contained prologue game that is much, much smaller. Sort of like the tanker mission in Metal Gear Solid 2. And then something happens at the end of it, and then it's like 5 years later or 10 years later or something. Some amount of time later, 2 years, I don't know. Snake wakes up at the beginning of the Phantom Pain, which is now Metal Gear Solid 5.
And so Ground Zeroes is actually just part of Metal Gear 5, just the beginning part of Metal Gear 5.
Yeah, it's like a prologue, but it'll be a separate thing.
Oh, it'd actually be a separate thing?
Yeah, and it's basically to train you on the mechanics, I think, or something like that.
But yeah, I'm very sad. I'm very sad to see that David Hayter is not doing it.
It's Kiefer Sutherland though.
But I can see
that's positive at least.
I mean, I can see that they may want to switch it up.
What
for
I'm
whatever reason.
What I'm hoping is that for the next game, because this isn't.
I think they should have switched to Bill Hader rather than David Hayter, just to keep it within the Hater.
Because I believe that this is. No, it can't be Big Boss. No, it is Old Snake. Oh darn! I was like, or is it? Okay, I straight up don't know which Snake it is now. I don't know if it's like. I'm pretty sure it's Naked Snake Big Boss.
In which case, yeah.
In which case, changing the voice is
sort of
fine if then in like the next game you have like David Hayter as Snake versus Kiefer Sutherland as Big Boss. That would be okay.
So it's not just David Hayter talking to himself.
Yeah. But I don't know.
What do you mean the next what do you mean the next game?
Yeah.
Kojima said that he's not going to make any more games.
I feel like either Kojima, like I think it's pretty clear at this point that either Kojima is not actually screwing with people this time with the voice acting, considering the like photos of Kiefer Sutherland recording voices with Hideo Kojima and all that, and David Hayter's reaction on Twitter, or David Hayter is so deep into this that people will actually be really upset with him.
Yeah,
because there's been like a lot of outpouring of Twitter support for David Hayter, and he's been pretty candid about how he was not told that this change was happening.
Yeah.
So I don't actually think this is just Kojima screwing with people. I think it's also, how would you get Kiefer Sutherland in to be part of this?
Like, I guess it would be like
maybe he's doing a different voice.
He's in it. It's the writing thing, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's him screwing with people. So.
But yeah, I'm always interested to see more Metal Gear games. Although I'm not like totally as stoked at what like since like Metal Gear 3 we're very, very stoked about. And Metal Gear 3 was good. Metal Gear 4 was fine, and it was fun and stuff. But it's not like I'm like gonna be waiting in line for a Metal Gear game at this point.
Yeah. Cam has never played or seen any of the Metal Gear Solid games. And so I'm using this as an opportunity to play through them again, basically with him watching, essentially. And I just ordered the... in fact, I just got the email that it shipped, the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection, which is every Metal Gear game basically playable on PS3. It's Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, which was the one of the PSP games.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And Metal Gear Solid 3, as it did originally when it was released for PS2, has Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake on the disc. So there's the whole pantheon of games on that thing.
Not that you're going to be playing.
I'm not going to play
Metal
those.
Gear,
I'm going to start with Metal Gear Solid, but yeah.
Of course, it's not the Twin Snakes. It's the original.
It is. So it'll look like ass and butt, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Super ass and butt.
Super ass and butt.
All right.
right.
Anything else, or that's it?
Yeah. The Facebook app is sort of messing up a little bit, and I'm not actually seeing all the questions anymore. But we've done
That's enough.
a bajillion of the questions. So.
That's true. That is the exact number we've done.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you all for watching and listening and
Smelling.
lotching, whistling.
Can we do a smell along next time?
I don't know. It's warm today. I don't know if people would like that.
Well, we can just make up the smells.
Mm-hmm.
We send them scratch and sniff cards.
Just
Okay.
as you're listening to this, smell your own armpits.
No.
No. I want like cinnamon buns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cinnamon buns. Oh,
How come we have it smell like cinnamon buns here?
could we?
No.
I really want cinnamon buns now.
So do I.
I don't really want cinnamon buns. I just want it to smell like cinnamon buns.
All right, James and I'll go eat cinnamon buns, and you can smell us.
All right.
All right.
Creepy.
Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.